Hello everyone, I'm MVL and this is
The Jonin Monkey.
And today we have a special video. This is live video game pickups. Well, Jonin is handing off to me a bunch of video games, which we'll explain the reason why in a moment, but this is pretty cool. We agreed upon a price, and yeah, there's a lot of games here, and these are games that won't trickle down onto my regular video game pickups, because woe is me, too many games in one go. It's tough. But yeah, loads of games. We're going to talk about them in this live stream. We're going to show them all. It's going to be a lot of fun. So before we begin, Jonin, why actually are you getting rid of all these games?
Okay, well, essentially, I just needed to pay off some stuff, had some extra cash for, but sometimes groceries, sometimes things like more games or wrestling pay-per-views, that kind of thing. And I decided that I wanted to, rather than have the games spend the rest of their life in a wicker basket in the corner of my room gathering dust, I thought maybe I could sell them off to a good home. So, knowing that I'm friends with an avid game collector such as yourself, I thought you would be the first pick to at least put some titles out. So I ended up one day coming up to him, or I would do the voice, but I can't. It's I like the RE4 trying to hey, every I've got some games.
Got some good games on sale, stranger. That's still a bad impersonation, but you get my drift.
Yeah, so I looked at all these, and admittedly I was like, okay, are there any you want to select? And then suddenly, I will confess, every caught me off guard when it suddenly went, okay, those are some good hitters, so I have a couple of these companies, but otherwise I'll get maybe a price for a lot. And it's like,
I'm a little surprised you didn't think I would probably say just about all of them. I appreciate you giving me first dibs though. Pretty awesome. Admittedly, I do have a bunch of games at the moment lying in piles around. That's because I haven't sorted stuff out for a little while. You do know these are going to a good home in my game room. Yeah. So
Indeed.
Cool.
So they will be loved even if I only play for about 5 minutes.
And a bunch of the games you did have that I already had, like Starwing. Which is, you guys might know overseas as Star Fox.
Yeah.
I imagine you're getting rid of that because that's on the Nintendo Switch Online service, right?
Yeah, that's partially that, but a lot of these, it's mainly the fact that I had this big look through said wicker basket, looking through them all, and first off, seeing which ones I still had the box for, because I wasn't going to just hand you over discs or empty boxes, but there was also, it was kind of looking through all of them and asking myself the hard question of, am I ever seriously going to play these again? Ever? There are lots of good games on here, but am I ever actually going to play them again? Or am I just holding on to them just for the prestige of having them? Yeah.
That is fair. I mean, I do try and get to virtually every game, at least in my pickup videos, but I'm definitely going to try all these out. Some of these are actually the first game is a replacement for a game I'm missing at least the box and the manual for.
Ooh.
So we'll check them out. We're going to go over the games, guys.
Yeah.
First game is for the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, I can't guarantee I have all the manuals, but...
hey, no worries, I don't have the box anyway, so I can't actually put it on the shelf.
Some of you may recognise this. Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah, it is not just Good and Evil, but it is Beyond Good and Evil. I don't think the manual's in there, because it is a little light. But the manual's in there!
Oh, nice!
I don't have the manual or the case. I do have the disc for this. This got water damaged from my collection. I had water damage to my game collection. But I've been wanting to have this again. This is a really good game. It's got a photography mechanic going on.
Yeah, so
hey, Filippo, how you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Doing some live video game pickups.
Yeah. So essentially, it's you're playing as an undercover journalist trying to expose an evil government conspiracy, which it's just so unrealistic, not connected to real life in any way. I don't know why. But yeah, this was you're right. It is a really, really good game. It's one of those ones where how do you explain it? Sometimes there's you have a game or movie, and it's yeah, they're really, really good, and you acknowledge that they're good, but they just don't click with you. It's a game that I like, but I don't feel the desire to play again. If that,
I remember playing this on a demo disc when it came out, and I did really like this game. I think when I originally saw it, I thought of it as something similar to Pokemon Snap, but it's not like that. You can move around as well. It's more of a platformer. Yeah,
I think it's more. Yeah, you got it right. It's more like a Zelda-esque platformer, but it has there are moments when, because you're a photographer, you have to take pictures of either wild animals for money or just again evil government conspiracies. sci-fi future. It's so unrealistic.
I know, right? You know what this also kind of reminds me of, even though this obviously precedes it. The first Dead Rising game, Frank West with a camera. We photographed zombies, and that's how you got experience in that game.
Nice.
It's a pretty cool game. Glad to have that complete. I've actually think that's on my list, my game list, to grab a replacement case of manual for.
Nice.
And I have them, thanks to you, Jonin.
Hey.
Thanks, buddy. We've now have that complete. So there's Beyond Good and Evil PS2. Next game is on the GameCube.
Yes. This is, I believe you may already have a copy of this, but it is the 007 Everything or Nothing.
I don't know. I do already have a copy of this, but not on the GameCube.
Yeah.
And you know what? The GameCube versions are normally the more sought after. I'm not sure if that's for any particular reason other than the controller, which is what I imagine it is. Hey, Dennis, how you doing, my friend?
Hey,
welcome to the stream.
To see you.
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for asking. Video games. Video games. Always good when video games come
video games I'm selling to him. So,
video games deliver themselves to my game room.
So, this was something I bought for a review back when I was doing the reviews, and I also got to appeal because here's the thing. I kind of find James Bond movies to be like silly fun. The thing is, I'm terrible at first-person shooters, and that's what nearly all of them are, except for that one. So this is like a third-party game, and it's kind of
third person.
Yeah, it's a third-person game, so that you. It's a third-person game. You've got driving, you've got James Bond doing heroic stunts and combat and all that. But
hey, good to hear you doing well, my friend. Good to hear we're doing well.
Yeah.
it's a good time all around.
Indeed.
I hope you're doing well, my friend. And glad you're here with us, buddy.
So I will recommend that this game is fun. Like, there's jank in it, but it's fun as well. In fact, the jank is also kind of hilarious because there are two. There are two things I find really hilarious about that game. And if I was still doing reviews, I would talk about.
Good there. Good to hear, my friend.
Glad to hear, dude. So the two things. One, you often hear stories about how filmmakers are like orchestras, video game developers are like rock bands, in that they think they should be working together, but they don't actually do their own egos. And I kind of get that. This was a game that proved it to that, just because there are a lot of elements which clearly people are crossing over each other without thinking about it. Like, there is a gadget called the Q Spider in it. It's like a little robot spider you can use to blow things up. The thing is, okay, so you start off with, I believe you showed it, the footage of it in your VG Pickups video.
Yeah,
but
I had this, PS2 or original Xbox, I forget.
Yeah, I think it's a PS2 just because I can see it on that shelf over there. So.
That is probably it. This is its own original story as well. Pierce Brosnan starring. I do prefer the GameCube controller though, so that definitely makes
Pierce
this
Brosnan's
better for multiplayer.
And William Dafoe is in as a villain, which is hilariously hammy in that. But yeah, the funny thing is, there's the Q Spider robot, which in your Pickups video, you showed off the bit like the first tutorial level, which shows off the it's set up like a James Bond movie. That's an action sequence in the intro. You run over the suitcase, you pick it up, and like, oh wow, that's like a really great way to.
Yeah, I remember that being really action and really cool.
Yeah, that was like a really cool way to introduce the controls and make it like a Bond movie. They then throw in a tutorial level where they, in a virtual reality, where they very blandly and very dully go every single mechanic, including the Q Spider, even though you don't actually unlock it yet. Then, later on in the game, when you finally unlock the Q Spider, at the end of the level, there'll be a bit of John Cleese going, "Now, James Bond, you have unlocked the Q Spider, which you've allowed to allow you to blow it up," which it explains how to use it, even though you've already used it. And then it instantly cuts to a story cutscene, which has the Bond going down to the Q lab in order to explain what the Q Spider does. They explain it 3 times before you actually get to use it in a level.
Explanations, that is amazing. Not 1, not 2, but 3 explanations.
Yeah, and the other thing is, there is a bug in the game which I find absolutely hilarious, because, this game has multiple difficulty levels, and the difference between the difficulty levels is that you have more additional tasks in a level. So there's a level I know you'll like because it starts over stealth and then gets into the action.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So you sneak into there, and on hard mode, on the other 2 modes, you can go around there fine. Just you sneak in through the alternate entrance, beat up a couple of people, and then get into the main boss area. Now, on the 2 modes, on easy and normal mode, you can use whatever you want. On hard mode, it says that you can't fire a single shot. Now, this would normally be fine. Except the cutscene afterwards, the villain goes, ah ha ha. The boss shows up and goes, ha ha ha, Bond, you are too late. I am going to take away the girl. He runs, Bond fires a couple of shots, and then Bond fires a couple of shots, but the villain gets away. For some reason, the game registers that cutscene as firing a shot.
What?
So if you don't skip the cutscene, it's instant game over, and you have to start the level again.
That kind of reminds me of like the latest Project 03, which had the disc skip. So if I didn't skip the cutscene, I couldn't play the game. Similar thing. If skip, that's crazy that you have to skip a cutscene. You ever played many 007 games? I've got a bunch of them. My favorite will always be GoldenEye on the N64.
Yeah. Like, honestly, that game, that was the only Bond game I've actually played. I mean, means by the other ones. Like, I've heard Agent Under Fire is another third-person one, so that
we will have to do GoldenEye at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee that'll be terrible, because I remember we, like, played the multiplayer in the 360 remake of GoldenEye once, and I think it involved me, like, I think it was against you and your brother, and I was one time when I was just literally hiding under the stairs, hoping no one found me, and just shooting Wally when he came near.
You played the Wii version of GoldenEye? I have that, Ace Bunny. Nice. Good to hear, my friend. Speaking of Wii, the next game's on the Wii.
Yes, the next couple of R. This is another Code R. A Journey into Lost Memories. There we go. I remember the long
That's
subtitle.
a crazy cover as well, because like the reflection made fingers upside down.
Yeah.
I think I've seen this game in like places like CX, and I almost picked it up. So it's good to have it here.
This is a remake to like I'm trying to remember. It's kind of confusing because it's a sequel to a game that was on the DS, but they're like it's one of those games that has multiple titles. Like I think it's called yeah, I'm trying to remember which way around it is. In one territory, it's called Trace Memory. In another territory, it's called Another Code. So,
I guess this is a mystery game, right?
Yeah,
it's like a point-and-click adventure.
Yeah, it's a point-and-click adventure game. But the one thing is, if you just show the front cover again, you'll see this little note here. This is back in the days when
read and solve like a mystery novel.
Yes, because this was back in the day when they were still assuming that everyone who bought a Wii had never played video games before. Like so they're not like trying to
like this cool guy right here.
Pretty much, yeah. Hotel Dusk. Not quite in the same series, but it's a similar game to Hotel Dusk. That's a really good one. I have that at home, and I'm still holding on to that one. But yeah, Hotel Dusk is a really good one. The Trace Memory is something different. It's where you start as Ashley Mizuki Robbins, who is the trying to make it.
There's an old price sticker on here for $34.99. Do you know where you got it from?
It was from an old shop called Computers Imbued.
Computers.
With a Z because it's cool.
That's cool, man. There's a place that I went to that had like TV repairs recently, and they had the sign upside down, and it was something like visual in the title, but I was like, that's cool because it was like bad signal. Never played it?
I think... yes, Hotel Dusk, that's like the other big mystery novel that was on the DS, and that was big and around everywhere. In fact, I really want to play the sequel, which was called something like Hotel Dusk Last Window, but that's like insanely rare. That's like something that it's really hard to find everywhere on eBay.
Hey
Also,
George,
hi.
Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you doing? We're doing some video game pickups on Wii at the moment. Cool
the last one we did was that. Also, I like well, there are two things I like about it. First off, you can play this game if you haven't played the other game before, but I haven't. And the way it gets around that is when I believe her father is also on the cover. When you meet her for the first time, because it's essentially her father calls her away to this area, and he asks, "Do you remember what happened in the first game?" And you can click no, and they actually do a good way around it, because when you say no, the father goes, "How did you forget any of that?" And the daughter's response is, "Oh, I don't know. All the horrific trauma and what everything I found out about my family, why would I want to remember?"
However, basic reading ability is needed to fully enjoy this game.
Wait, it says that?
It says that. Basic reading ability is needed to fully enjoy this. Not to just play it. You can play it without a basic reading ability, but to fully enjoy it, you need a basic reading ability. A basic reading ability.
Oh my god.
Hey, appreciate you being here, my friend. Appreciate it. I've got a bunch of pickups here, all from Jonin. It's going to be really cool.
Well, hopefully you'll be sober enough to play this game eventually, because you'll need very basic reading ability.
Am I missing .hack games? I have .hack. Let me look. Dot Hack, Infection, and Mutation.
Wow.
Those are the ones I have. The third game, I did find it when I found the other two, but it was the same. It was more than both of the other two combined. I was about to say that the same price, but it was more than both of the other two combined.
That's insane.
Yeah, so I didn't end up picking up the third game, but I picked up two of them. Next game is also on the Wii.
Yeah, and it's a classic to some. Sonic and the Secret Rings.
They did a lot of different stuff with Sonic.
Well,
Yes,
they have. Like, this was originally, they really wanted to call it Sonic Wildfire, but then they found out that something else had the copyright, so they just went, okay, and the Secret Rings, I suppose, why not?
Hey, Digicon! Welcome to the stream, my friend. How you doing?
This on was they were trying to sell it as like a really big thing. It ended up becoming part of what was known as the Storybook series, which there were only 2.
Oh, hey, I really appreciate that, Dead Inside, but you don't have to send me anything, my friend, but I do really appreciate the sentiment. Awesome of you, my friend.
Needs to still be a secret, yeah. So, this will be fun if you ever... It's probably for the best you're not filming gameplay footage of the because, okay, like, of the 2 secret games, there's Sonic and the Black Knight, which I enjoy as a guilty pleasure, just because, like, well, the story of that one is so absurd, and at least the controls are actually more bearable, because in that one, Sonic auto runs...
Are the controls simple?
Star Fox, they're simple, they're just really shite. Because, okay, the idea is that Sonic auto runs, and then you hold the Wiimote in front of you, and you have to balance him to move left or right.
Oh boy.
So, that's already hilarious.
Did you miss much? No, we're only a couple of games in. Buddy.
Yeah, we've got plenty left.
4 games in, there's plenty left.
Yeah.
Star Fox Zero reference there, where the robot said, the controls are simple.
And then...
That'll stick with me forever. Star Fox Zero.
Yeah.
Worst controlling game.
The direct, like, honest...
That game, we played it with the full intention to finish it.
Yeah.
We played that blind on the Danger Zone video we did.
That was...
Worst experience.
Like, honestly, this is the thing. I usually, forgive this weird term, but I can't think of any way to describe it. I'm usually like a motion control apologist. Like, I'm actually okay with playing like 90% of motion controls and stylus controls. Like, you won't see me complaining about anything like, you
love the game? Underrated one?
Well,
maybe it takes some time to get used to. We put it in. The video's on the channel. You can see our reactions at the end of it.
Yeah, like,
I'm mad.
Yeah, I rented it afterwards. Like, it's slightly easier when you can control both, but I don't know. Yeah. I still prefer some of the other Star Fox, but yeah. Back to Sonic and the Secret Rings. Like, honestly, that's the other game I would consider as working... the controlling worse, because aside from the whole thing, there are some sections where you have to then move backwards, and it is the most awkward thing in the world, because you then have to like tilt the Wiimote backwards, and then Sonic kind of like that, and Sonic has to slowly shuffle like and you can't see where you're going either. It is really bad, and it also doesn't help that the story presentation is kind of naff, because they were like, oh hey, scrolls, and then of course all the cutscenes are like this. Yeah, ugly brown color. It's let's see.
2 screens at once. Yeah, that's one of the things. I mean, the problem with the motion controls is they get me quite angry. You could say they get me on tilt. Those are my pun glasses. Pun shades. Anyway, next game. Let's move on from the awful pun.
Yes, this one is much better. This is
this is a good game.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Xenoblade Chronicles. Now, before everyone gets really excited, this is a PAL copy, okay? So in America, this game is stupid rare. I believe, I could quote me if I'm wrong, it was only available in GameStop in America.
Yeah.
The American release was really bad, and they only had limited quantities. They did eventually make more of them, but the American release of this game was really bad. It was much more available in Europe.
Yeah.
And actually, in CEX, I've been umming and ahhing about a version of this that comes with a red controller that I've seen around, but still cool to grab this. I mean, the controller will be nice, but it's not like a must-have for me.
Yeah, like honestly, Xenoblade Chronicles. It's the reason I give it to is because I now have the Switch version, and I know that those versions are going.
I was about to say there is a new version of this, a definitive version of this coming out on the Nintendo Switch. There you go. Fun shades.
Oh god.
Know, right?
what I want to get for the
Yeah.
Switch. Yeah, the Switch is a really good version. It updates. It has a lot of updating graphical and also some gameplay features which allow you to adjust the difficulty, like either make it easier or harder depending on what
Do
you
you
want.
need a basic reading ability to play this? Yeah.
See,
you know
new
one?
game it every time. Yeah, I could. I can understand that. It's a very. I love the game. It's a massive time sink.
Yeah, I was playing the next one. Oh, it's got all of the gubbins in it as well.
Yes, because part of the reason why it was so rare is because it was part of the Mystical Rainfall trilogy, which
this variant of the Wii here does not have GameCube support.
Ooh.
Some of them do play GameCube games, but they don't actually have support for the controllers. You can't play them. Hey Wolf, welcome to stream, my friend. How are you doing? I'm doing great, my friend. Got some games.
Also, yeah, thank you for reminding me, Ace Buddy. There was a version on the new 3DS as well.
Cool. We're talking about bad Nintendo namings. The new 3DS. I think in Japan they called it the N3DS, which is a little better name.
Yeah.
But the new 3DS.
Well, I think it was like it's essentially the same console but a bit more power, so it could play games like Xenoblade.
Toadstool 4 game. I haven't heard about that.
Oh, I think it's there's like a series called Trails of Cold Steel. I think is what they're referring to. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Insight. That's like another series of RPGs, which I've been meaning to look into myself, but I haven't. I know that some of them have been re-released on the Switch, so I may be thinking of picking them up. But yeah.
Have you been playing that Dead Insight? Because I have such a terrible memory. Hey, you've been playing some cool games? That's good to hear, White Wolf. Good to hear, my friend.
And yeah, this one is a bit less well known. This is Zack and Wiki.
Zack and Wiki. I've never heard of this.
It's essentially a Capcom based. It's kind of like a point and click adventure game, but the weird gimmick is so this is going to sound odd, but stay with me. Wiki here is a monkey who, when you shake the Wii remote, can transform into a bell, and in turn, that bell can transform some living creatures into objects, which you can then use to solve puzzles. Like, I believe if you use it on a centipede, it turns into a saw, which you can then use to chop down trees. It's a really silly game, but it's a lot of fun.
There you go. You haven't played them, Dead Insight. Yeah, I knew you were doing some RPGs. But I couldn't remember what they were. To be honest, I can't remember what happened earlier this morning. So that's me.
So yeah, sounding no manual for that one, but yeah, Zack and Wiki. It's a really it
describes itself as a puzzling adventure. Use the Wii remote to transform objects.
Yep.
It doesn't say you need a basic reading ability to play it though.
Yeah, it's one of the few Capcom games on Wii. In fact, they reference it like there's one mini game which is kind of iffy, but essentially you find a robot and you ring the bell to old Capcom songs, including the Mega Man 2 Wily theme, which means you're kind of trying to essentially shake the Wiimote to that song, like da 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 da. Although, funnily enough, I think that was the first time I heard that song because I hadn't actually played any Mega Man games at the time. Have now though. Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing.
Summoning a god, who knows?
Anyway. That's the Wii. We're moving on to the Wii U.
Yes, and this is another game which I now have on the Switch, but I can still thoroughly recommend to everyone else. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
It's another one that's got ported to the Switch, like the Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Virtually everything from the Wii U and the Wii is getting ported there.
Yeah.
But I still like having the Wii U versions, like the original version.
Yeah.
They always have differences as well.
Mm-hmm.
The Wii U. Yeah, I actually don't have that many Wii U games. You can see them just behind Jonin's head, actually. I only have a couple of Wii U games.
Yeah, honestly, I do love the Wii U. It was like I do love the Wii U as a system, but they did a really poor job of the campaign, unfortunately, because there are many games I love in it, like this. So, Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, I want to say, like, I know a lot of people prefer Returns because of that one's a more nostalgia one, but I honestly love it just because of how much new stuff is in there. Like, it's one of my favorite platforming games, and I think it's either this one or DKC 2 are my favorite Donkey Kong games. I go back and forth on them all the time, but I do really, really love this one.
Yeah, it's a cool game, and it is getting a Switch version, or has a Switch version.
It already has.
That shows how in date I am.
Yeah, it already has a Switch version. That's why that's part of the reason why I'm giving you that one. So.
Yeah, I mean, Xenoblade as well has a Switch version coming out. This is a Switch version. Virtually any successful game that they can put over to the Switch, they are doing so. They had the Mario 3D All Stars collection that had Galaxy in, even though it doesn't play that great because it doesn't have the controller isn't as great.
Yeah, you didn't like the last two DKC. Give it in the Returns and Tropical Freeze or the 2 and 3, because I can kind of see that. I mean, some people didn't like the changes in them, and some people, I will admit that they can be ridiculously hard at times. Like, it is one of those platforms that's like, oh, sorry, I'm afraid you're 1 inch behind the required line, so dive back to the checkpoint you go, mister.
To clarify what I meant about the controllers, and the Wii controller uses infrared, and it is much more accurate for motion controls than the Switch controllers. The Switch controllers, they do motion sensor. What's the word? Gyroscopics.
Yeah.
So they are much worse for playing something like Mario Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
Much worse. Good controllers, but they're not as accurate as having a camera and a sensor bar. Or the cameras in this sensor bar as the infrared lights on.
That's fair.
There you go.
So, now Return to Tropical Freeze. Yeah, that's fair. They can be ridiculously hard at times, but I still love them as platformers, so yeah, we can agree to disagree on that one. But now we're moving into a completely different genre, but still another series you may recognise. Pokemon.
This is Pokken Tournament, right? It's supposed to sound like Tekken, isn't it?
Yeah. It's because it was made by the same developers as Tekken. That's why.
Amiibo card? What?
Oh yes. Funny you should say that.
No, Jonin, no! Now I'm collecting Amiibo cards.
You've already started with the Amiibo, so
that's cool. It's sealed as well. Sealed.
Yeah.
It's Mewtwo.
Yes.
Do you think I should have said this was Charmander and see if anyone got mad? It's Charmander!
4 kids did that and everyone found it annoying. But yeah, that's technically it's Shadow Mewtwo, who is like the final boss of that game.
Shows me it's Shadow Mewtwo. The most shadowy of Mewtwo's.
Here's the thing. I honestly love I love fighting in games, but and this actually had like a really good basis for that. In fact, funnily enough, one of my favourite characters was I kid you not, Lucha Libre Pikachu.
No, I've actually seen his finishing move is in a wrestling ring, right? And he jumps down on the guy in his special move, right?
Yeah, it's really cool. They do the student star press. Yeah, I totally get that. To clarify Ace Bunny's comment, it kind of made itself look like a hybrid of Tekken and what's known as the arena fighter. There's like kind of like the Naruto games you get sometimes. So essentially, what it would be, they would like be doing a combo, and then if you pressed a move, it would change perspective. So some people liked it, some didn't. It was, but I actually kind of enjoyed it as a basis. Like, I did love playing as Lucha Libre Pikachu. The thing was, the part of the reason why I'm giving it up is because
this also had a Switch port, right? Or
yeah.
Am I wrong?
Oh yeah, it is on the Switch now.
Yeah,
it's on the Switch with all the characters that were originally DLC.
Yeah.
My main issue with it at the was because, okay, this is sound weird, but I often play fighting games with the single player because I'm not a fan of the competitive multiplayer. I'm never that good at it, and no, I live in the middle of nowhere. I live on Monkey Island. There's like nowhere. There's no one around to
Monkey Island.
There's no one around to play games like this, and because of that, a lot of fighting games for me will live on dying as single player. And Pokken Tournament is like a very repetitive single player. Like, you can only play with one character, and you have to fight the same 5 characters over and over and over and over again on slight difficulty. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of bored of this now.
Jonin is not understating that either. He practically does live on an island. He's like an hour away from myself, and yeah, he's basically the last house on the left. Hey, Geronimo!
Hey, Geronimo!
Welcome to the stream, my friend. We're going over some video game pickups. We're on to Pokken, and now there's an amiibo card. Mewtwo's one of the amiibos I like, actually.
Hey, Ali!
As I start to go, hey, Ali, what's up, buddy? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Good to see you.
So yeah, I'm now feeding this amiibo addiction because there's the amiibo cards as well. Which...
Yeah, they started doing this later on, right? They've done a lot of Animal Crossing amiibo cards.
Yeah, I think they're the main ones that have the Animal Crossing cards.
Because they're cheaper to make, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the blunt truth. Like, I think like Animal Crossing's viable, but not viable enough for them to make like figures of all of them.
Now, I have been a trading card collector. I collected Magic the Gathering. I did have a Pokemon card collection back in the day. No longer have it because
same.
it just got lost to time more than anything. I don't know about amiibo cards. The thing about amiibo cards is that they're less tangible. So like with the actual amiibos, you can sort of put them on the shelf to decorate the shelf.
Yeah.
The amiibo cards, I'm probably going to leave that one sealed and just leave it in the case like that. I think then I can look at it whenever I open the case. It probably still scans through this, right?
Probably. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know how the scan
I can't
works.
remember what it was, or whether it allowed you to play as Shadow Mewtwo or allowed you to challenge it. I don't know.
I'm probably going to leave that in its seal if it still scans. If it doesn't, I'll open it up.
Yeah.
But either way, it'll stay in the case of the game. That's what I do with my limited run trading cards I get. I leave them in the case if I can fit them in there.
Like I had the Pokemon collection, which I then lost, and then I collected Yu-Gi-Oh for a time and built a dragon deck. Then
I've activated my trap card. I also collected Yu-Gi-Oh at one point. Yeah.
Having a coffee.
I approve.
No, keep focused.
Pokemon fighting game. It's an interesting combination. I do definitely get a Tekken sense from the title. I haven't played this. I've always wanted to give it a go.
Yeah.
Even though there aren't that many fighters on it. There's a definitive edition or more definitive edition come out on the Switch recently.
Yeah, basically it's the one that has all the characters that were DLC.
But I'm still very happy to have the Wii U version. There we go, got that in the end. Wii U version. So pretty cool to have that. Pokken tournament.
I just call it Pokken.
I keep wanting to say Pokken tournament. I don't know why. Pokken tournament.
I think it's just called Pokken tournament.
Pokken.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a video game on the Wii U. There we go.
King of the Pokeball Fist.
Moving on. Smoothly done.
Moving on, we have, funnily enough...
that Sly Fist is a North Star reference.
This next one is another Sonic game. It is Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Sonic and All-Star Racing Transformed Special Edition, it says.
Yeah, I don't know why.
What is special? Bonus content is Metal Sonic mods, Outrun Bay time trials, and in-game stickers. We have no idea if that's going to be on the disc or how that's going to work.
I think it was on the disc.
I normally take it as granted that extra content on special editions is not included. Especially when you guys have second hand.
So
I've been really lucky though. Sometimes I got what is Lollipop Chainsaw? I got Lollipop Chainsaw second hand, and I got the Nordic Edition DLC with that. Tony Hawk's 1 and 2, PS4 is awesome. Yeah, I want to get that. I think it's going to come down in price. So I'm going to get that at some point.
Yeah, I'm really bad at skating games, so I can't
I really enjoy the originals. Again, I think they were lost to time. But I almost picked up Tony Hawk's 1 recently in a charity shop.
Yeah.
But it was so scratched that I didn't bother.
Well, on a few games with 5 players, it had a really good multiplayer, and unfortunately, part of the reason I could have gotten points for that. Oh no!
Club
now
Nintendo.
I know why. Because funny, you had a issue with your copy of one of the Xbox 360 ones where it broke. Mine also had a similar issue where the disc, I think what happened was it fell down the back, leaned against a radiator, and then it was just broken, so I had to buy another one.
Okay. This looks pretty good. Yeah,
this is the new one. I wouldn't sell you the broken one. Like, there's a copy of Super Paper Mario, which I can't get rid of because it's one of the very limited editions that breaks halfway through that Nintendo had to re-release special copies of. So I can't resell it in good conscience.
Well, not that it broke, but one of the Doctor Who Blu-ray sets, the special edition they released, the discs had like errors in the credits, so they had to send you out extra discs, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I do have this on the Xbox 360, but I think the Wii U Pro controller will be a better way to play it. Plus, my copy, I can't remember if I got it replaced, but I don't think it works. So I think it's Sonic and All Star. There's like more than one game.
Essentially, it's like it's like a whole like there's Sonic, which they have to sell because it's Sega, but there's there was Vice from Skies of Arcadia, which I love that RPG, so I bought that as soon as I found out he was in it. There's like some figures from Golden Axe. I really wish I could remember his name.
I've got
I've
got one on the Xbox. It's like Sonic and All-Star Racing and Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, this one has Wreck-It Ralph instead.
Oh, there you go.
We don't get Banjo-Kazooie, but we got that. But yeah, honestly, it's a really good game. Like, the tracks are amazing. I actually much prefer it to Mario Kart. The only reason I'm selling it is because I have no friends, or at least ones I can play physically. So
you do live on Monkey Island.
Yeah, I live alone. There's no one else I can play it with.
It is a cool game. I do like these racing games. We have to do the Mario Karts at some point.
Oh
as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's a bunch of
we've
games
already
we
done the
need to
one
do.
stream, but there's bunch more.
Yeah.
And I would also be happy to do a stream version of that.
We did the Super Nintendo one, which is the more intense one. I think we do the more I'm not going to say multiplayer friendly, but the more relaxed ones, because the Super Nintendo one is definitely the better racing game.
Yeah.
But I prefer the laid back nature, especially when you're doing live and you want to read the chat.
Yeah, then kill the one. Yeah.
When you're just like like you're sort of like tense during the whole thing, and your shoulders ache. You're come on. Then it's But yeah, this is a fun racing game. I like this racing game because I played one track of this on my Xbox 360 one before it became a red expanse where my car just constantly turned around. That's on the pickup video, and my car just keeps spinning.
That was hilarious.
I'm like, and it kept going go, and then spinning, and then it went go, and I have no idea what's going on.
I do have hilarious glitch stories, but that's for much later in the stream, so keep watching.
There's another racing game where he's on like a surfboard or hoverboard, sorry.
That's Sonic Riders,
yes.
I
hate that game.
That one's got a lot of dodginess.
I remember recording a gameplay footage for it, and I really hated it.
Although it does kind of remind me of one of the games people people often ask about both this and Sonic Riders is if Sonic's so fast, what are you using here in a car? And the funny thing is, they asked that question directly to the developer, and they said that they actually did try Sonic on his own, like outside of the car running, but he ended up being the most annoying broken character because he was much smaller than everyone else, much faster, and he couldn't, like, just broke the physics of the game. So they went, you know what, it's a tournament, it's in the rules, he has to be in a car, otherwise he's disqualified. There you go.
Yeah, it's like Mario and Sonic on the Olympics. I find it really hard to believe that Mario can race Sonic. Like, I know Mario's like, I'm so athletic, I can do flips and all this stuff, and I can be the best golfer, and I can be the best, tennis player, and I can be the best whatever, because I'm Mario, I'm the big shot. But you can't tell me Mario can race Sonic the Hedgehog. You can't tell me. He's Super Sonic. And Mario is, with all his abilities, still technically humanoid.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there you go.
Oh, God.
Sonic and also Racing Transformed.
I'm sure there'll be debate about that. And although, funny enough, speaking of Mario, the last game we have for the Wii U is New Super Mario Bros. 3D World.
I'm already confused because the naming of these games is really confusing.
I forgot to add new. That's completely separate from the new Super Mario Bros. And it's a completely different gameplay, so you're safe. It's fine. I
was confused back in the day because back in the day you had Super Mario Land, which was the Game Boy one, and then you had Super Mario World, which was Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that was like a common thing. Like even they did Donkey Kong Land for the Game Boys in the country for the main consoles.
I need a bit more differentiation with these titles because it's just because on the Wii, right, you had New Super Mario Bros. Or something like that, and then there was because I'm less familiar with the 3D games.
Yeah,
and then you had New Super Mario with Luigi, and then there was like New Super Mario U or something. Yeah,
okay.
I'm so confused.
The order's a bit mixed up. So okay, there's only technically two. And the rest are either re-releases or expansions. So Luigi was an expansion for the Wii U one, which I believe was DLC, but you could also have a physical version. Yes, the DS as well. That was the first one. No, I believe. That's right. There were three because there is also the DS one, the Wii one, and the one on the Wii U. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Welcome to the stream, buddy. Good to see you.
Yes,
Thanks for the info.
Oh god, yeah, you're right. I keep forgetting about the handheld ones. Yeah, there was also the 3DS one. That's why I forget it. That was the one where it made you obsessed with money. I don't know.
I'm always obsessed with money. You know what? They also released just recently for the because it's either this or another. Again, titles are confusing. For the Switch, they've done. I think it's this, right?
Yes, it is that.
New version of this for the Switch with new content. So this is another game we're talking about every game on the Wii U and on the Wii coming to the Switch. Another game coming to the Switch. And the new amiibos for Mario and Peach, which I kind of want in the furry suits.
Okay, so both the Mario Wii U titles are getting Switch re-releases. So okay, it's like a completely separate sub-series because the new Super Mario Bros. Are like complete side-scrollers. The first one in the series, which Benjamin's just pointed out, is Super Mario Land on the 3DS, which is like mostly 3D, but still over that kind of Mario blocky style. And then 3D World is technically the sequel to that, and it also introduces cats. Because
they can climb up walls, right?
That's 100% it.
I like the little.
Yeah. It's cats all the time.
I'm gonna get everyone with the fetishes with this, but leave it alone.
There's already cat feet. Nintendo didn't help themselves with the Super Crown incident, which we'll leave at that.
Yeah. You know what really confuses me about Nintendo recently, and I think it was one of these games that got re-released, and I'm sure I've talked about this before, and it's Peachette.
That's the Super Crown incident.
I find it really, really confusing. I mean, so I dug into it a little bit, and Princess Peach, also known as Princess Toadstool, is supposed to be a toad. You know, her father's a toad. She looks human.
Okay.
For whatever reason. There's images of her with a toad-like head as well.
Okay.
And
so I can explain that.
So, and then it also seems that if Peachette takes a crown, can become a sort of an avatar of Peach.
Okay.
But what really gets me is that if they wanted a character that has Peach-like abilities, why didn't they put Daisy in the game?
That could explain it.
I know with Captain Toad that Peachette has become... I think she was in that game,
right? So, the character's name is Toadette, but they wanted you to play as Peach, but they didn't have to get around the fact that the game starts with Peach being kidnapped. I guess they wanted to use the same Toad model because they didn't want to have to make a completely new model for Daisy.
But then they made a really confusing power-up that people also decided on the internet, of course, that maybe Bowser got his hands on this and became some kind of...
Yes, they called it Bowsette, even though technically, I'm about to be a super nitpicky nerd here. Technically, the reason for the Et title is that it's meant to be Peach Et, so it shouldn't be
There was a lot of lewd cosplayers for Bowsette.
Oh god, yeah.
And Boozette, that became a thing.
Yeah, that's a
thing. Anyway, let's move along from that.
Yeah, let's move along.
It's very confusing.
I'm just saying it shouldn't have been called Bowsette. It should have been different else. But yeah, moving on to a completely different system now.
We're back to John Cleese now, and now for something completely different.
Yes, this is on the Nintendo DS.
Monty Python.
The first one is Ace Attorney, Miles Edgeworth, Investigations.
Now this is a Capcom game.
Yep.
And this is a visual novel, right?
Well, yes and no. Okay, so you're right that the Ace Attorney series, or at least the Phoenix Wright ones, are visual novels. However, this is a spin-off starring the kind of pseudo-rival figure, Miles Edgeworth, where it's
Wait, Miles Edgeworth?
Yes.
His name is Edgeworth.
Yes.
So they wanted him to be edgy.
Oh god.
So they called him Edgeworth.
I mean, one thing you'll probably like Phoenix Wright in that sense, in that pretty much all of the characters' names are puns in some way, or very meaningful in some ways. Like, there is a director called Sal Minella. I'm not making that up. And he was an actor working for him, his name Will Powers. It's that type of game. It's
Shall I just wear the pun shades for this whole thing? Because,
yeah,
come on.
Much. I mean, there's also one of the first characters you meet in that game is, in this game in particular, is a sporty prosecutor called Portsman. Portsman. I know.
I'll tell you another thing as well. This is a European version because of the purple, or I guess you could say purple, pink, or however you put it.
Hi, only Vault Girl.
Hey, welcome to the stream, Vault Girl. Good to see you, my friend. Regular PAL versions, or UK versions, I should say, would have green. And these will work on a PAL version. These are just European. They'll have more languages in them, or whatever.
But yeah, what makes this game different from the others is that there are visual novel sections, but it is also point-and-click adventure game. So they try to mix it up a bit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Complete with the manual and the cartridge. DS and 3DS games are some of the game series that... some of the systems that I won't collect unboxed. Chun-Li there for whatever reason. Capcom picture.
Oh my god, Capcom really likes Chun-Li, obviously.
Chun-Li has massive legs. She doesn't skip leg day.
Oh god, there's an actual story about that, which is kind of hilarious. So there was. I really wish I could remember the site, but they were gathering like interviews from the team that developed Street Fighter 2. And Yoko Shimura, who developed the music, who would then obviously go on to do stuff for Final Fantasy, they're like, she actually said that one of the most awkward conversations she ever had was that she walked up to the character designer one day when they were drawing Chun-Li, and she kind of asked, essentially what you were doing was like, Chun-Li has surprisingly thick thighs. And the creator unashamedly turned round and went, I can't believe you don't see the appeal! And went on a long rant explaining that fetish. And Yoko Shimura goes to this day like, I know people have them, but you're not supposed to explain them, right?
I would have been fine with, she's got strong legs for kicks. That's the deal. She does a lot of squats. That would have been fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I guess they took it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Cool game from Capcom. Interested to try it out. I do like the old point and click style adventures.
Yeah.
I used to be a big fan of them on like the PC on Discworld Noir from like the the Discworld adventures and stuff like that.
I'm a fan of a couple of those. So there's a couple more later down the line as well. But the other it is one of the cruel things about that though is on most of the Ace Attorney games to be released stateside, except for two. One, it was the Great Ace Attorney, and the sequel to this game.
Oh,
they only released it in Japan.
Well, I tell you what, I've had great success recently with Project 04. I just got an American Wii, and I was able to get a translation patch for that.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm probably going to get an American DS.
Yeah.
No, maybe a 3DS, I'm not sure. Probably a 3DS.
Yeah, I mean, you can play both that way.
Yeah, that would be the easiest way. Because I was thinking for a second, like, maybe a DS would be better because I could play Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, and Game Boy Color, but those are not region locked. Yeah. It's DS and 3DS games that are.
Yes.
So it'll probably be a 3DS that I want to play American DS and 3DS games.
Yeah, I knew one of them was not region locked. Actually, no, I think it's the DS that's not region locked, and I know that because, funnily enough, one of the games I bought was Jump Ultimate Stars, which was a Japanese fighting game that had like all the Shonen Jump characters in it, and I had, admittedly, that was the one game where I had to play that with the game in one hand and this printed list of all the mission objectives on the other, so I knew what I was doing in each level.
I also have the DS game, My Japanese Coach.
Yeah, nice.
But recently I got the Japanese Code Veronica X, the HD version of that. Hey Mex, how you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. DS is not regional. Thank you for correcting me. Actually, I've been after for the DS a game called Little Red Riding Hood Zombie BBQ for a while, which is a top-down gun game.
Of course, that explains why.
It's kind of, I guess it's kind of like Space Invaders. Enemies come from the screen. When I remember back when it came out, Metal Jesus Rocks mentioned it as a hidden gem, and at the time I was like, it's £50 complete in box. Nah, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. And then so it's now like £250 complete in box. So I should have got it.
Yeah.
But recently, a game I discovered that's worth a lot of money. Senran Kagura 2, the PAL version. So actually, go ahead and grab them for me.
Do I have to?
Yeah, go ahead and grab them.
Go ahead
and grab them.
Let's see, where is it?
Far right, 3DS.
Oh, God.
Go grab both of them for comparison. They're on the far right hand side. Keep going. Keep going.
Oh god.
There you go. He doesn't want to grab them. He doesn't want to grab them.
Speaking of
So, I just want to show these first. Senran Kagura Burst. I thought I said bust for a second, but you'll see why. The front cover of this, there is a scroll somewhere, right? Yeah, that's a thing. And what do you think the sequel looks like? Well, of course, it's 2 scrolls. Now, I found out this is worth like £200. It's absolutely. I bought this for like 50, and I thought it was too much. I also have the pre-order art cards with it as well. Pretty crazy value. I just looked at the back; it gets worse. You know what as well? Actually, they wanted, but the American copy of this is like £30. Like it's like £30, you know, instead of 200. You know what they wanted the cover to be like? I think I mentioned this on my pickup video. They wanted the cover to be a lady wearing jeans, and the slip cover was the jeans. And then you pull the slip cover off, and then you see the underwear, of course.
Okay, I'm just going to answer Benjamin's question because I'm desperately looking for something else. Benjamin, yes, I have played F-Zero games.
Yeah.
My favourites personally are F-Zero X. GX was had a lot of good story content, and the story mode was ridiculously hard but kind of hilarious in its own charming way. My favourite though is F-Zero X purely for Death Race. I freaking love that mode because for those who don't know, Death Race, it was like you had all 30 races and your goal was to blow all of them up in the fastest time. So that.
Well, speaking of blowing it, no.
And unfortunately, yeah, Senran Kagura is a series that is on Switch. It's on pretty much everything. It's a series that's very popular, and I wish I didn't know why. Into the point where one of its characters is in the Blaze Blue cross tag battle of all things. Anyway.
You know, it is one of those game series where I picked it up because I knew it was a valuable game, and it's become more valuable. It's like. Unlike Project Zero, where like Project Zero 5 made of black water, I have the version of that. I think I paid £70 for that at the time. I was like, I really want this game. That was the only reason I paid $70 for it at the time. Again, that's worth like $200 now as well. So it's like pretty crazy.
Oh, geez. But yeah, moving on to hidden gems and games that are much more innocent.
Back to the narrative at hand.
Yes. Let's see if any of you recognise this. It is Magical Star Sign for the DS.
Now, funnily enough, when I saw Magical Star Sign, when I saw the name, I didn't know about this game. I was like, that seems like shovelware to me.
Yeah.
You know, it seems like it might be a Star Sign game.
Yeah.
You know, like some sort of random shovelware game. And, it would be like, Gemini, the stars have no impact on your life whatsoever.
Yeah.
Leo, the stars have no impact on your life whatsoever. The stars have no impact on your life whatsoever. It's an RPG.
Yeah, it's a very quirky RPG, and everyone's got magic systems in that one, so like they're all based on different elements. Like I really enjoyed it. So, so that's this game. Yeah, it is a really good. It's a really good RPG. Like I think there's an even rarer one on the Game Boy. What's it, Game Boy Advance? But it's the spiritual sequel to Magical Vacation, which I believe it's on one of the Game Boys. I forget which one, but yeah, that was a really good, really quirky RPG, and the story is very unpredictable. It goes into some very strange directions where it kind of plays it as humorous, but it's also really dark.
Not this strange, though, right?
Not that strange direction. Like
or even doubly strange.
No.
I'm gonna stop holding these up.
No. In fact, I'm going to put these far away. It's the kind of like it's kind of like candy colored RE kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy when I looked this up. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. You know, I like RPGs. The only thing about RPGs is they take a long time to play, but when you put your time into them, it's worth it.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
I try and concentrate on one game at a time now. That's how I know. I think the problem I had previously I would split my time between games and I wouldn't focus on one thing and get it done.
Yeah.
Now I focus on one thing and get it done, and I'm getting through a lot of games, so I can end up streaming more games as well. Some cool stuff. And you know what, guys? I'm doing a 3DS unboxing on Sunday, and if that method works out, probably won't. But you know, technical difficulties and all that. But if it does, I might, through a double webcam setup of some kind, be able to do some sort of DS
stuff.
Well,
the thing is, I do have like a modded 2DS, and I still don't know if I'm going to use it for video production or not. But if I can find a way to transfer the footage over to someone else, I might just give you that because
crazy, cool,
yeah,
dude.
because that essentially allows you to just plug it into a PC and play it that way, which will make the capture much easier. But speaking of DS RPGs, I know some people really, really love this. It says Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time.
Pokemon, got to catch 'em all.
Okay, so this is a RPG spin-off of Pokemon, which sounds weird when it's already an RPG, but it's like a recreation of the Mystery Dungeon series where you are playing as Pokemon, or well, specifically you are playing as a human who got transformed into a Pokemon, and
like Bill from Pokemon Red and Blue.
Oh, kind of, yeah. Except the funny thing is, the game at the very start, it gives you a personality quiz, and based on your answers, it decides which one of the Pokemon you transform into. It's always one of the starter Pokemon, and
So I'm gonna turn into jerk Pokemon.
Well, no word of a lie. Absolutely no word of a lie. I answered all the questions and got Chimchar the Fire Monkey, which was like, that's on brand. That's on brand.
The Jonin Fire Monkey. I like it.
It's a good game, and the Mystery Dungeon series is like, it has a cult following on amongst the Pokemon community, and out of all the Mystery Dungeon series, that one is along with Explorers of the Sky, is like the fan favorite. The only reason I'm giving it away is because a large part of the game is like random number generators. Like, the dungeons are different every single time, the enemies you face are different every single time, and it's also a game about resource management. And I got stuck in one section where the RNG just kept screwing me over and over again. I just thought, okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm anytime a game it's more based on luck than what you're doing, I was like, okay, I'm done.
Oh, Jonah's starting to sound like a Resident Evil speedrunner here. Oh, that RNG!
Oh god.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It actually kind of reminds me of Chocobo Mystery Dungeon or Chocobo Dungeon.
I think that does sound similar, because like Mystery Dungeon was a series, but then it's one of those. It's like one of those franchise and formulas that keeps lending itself out to other companies so that they can use it.
I like the reflective of the cover, though.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what, I'm into Pokemon. Sometimes there's little gaps in my interest in Pokemon, and then I come back to it. I really like the original Pokemon games, and then I came back and probably the GBA games.
Yeah.
And then I came back on the 3DS games. I haven't got the Switch game yet, but I plan to eventually.
Yeah.
Even though they're doing DLC, which I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah.
I like complete editions on the cartridge. Yeah, it's cool to grab this. I'll give it a whirl sometime. And hopefully the RNG doesn't destroy me, bro. Hopefully it doesn't destroy me.
But yeah, I enjoy the Pokemon games, and there are a lot of the spin-offs I love. Like Pokemon Conquest is a really odd spin-off that I do love, funnily enough.
Yeah, actually, the random dungeon generation reminds me of the PSP D&D games, like Untold Legends.
Okay.
So they played a bit like Baldur's Gate.
Okay, yeah.
The PS2 Baldur's Gate, the hack and slash one, not the point and click.
Yeah.
PC ones, which I also love.
Okay. And onto a game which I'm actually glad I don't have to review anymore. It's another RPG, but it has some fans. They're very few, though. Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood. So,
there's probably a reason I haven't heard of this, right?
Yeah. Okay, so Sega, they like to do a lot of things with Sonic. So, okay, some fans like story content. So, why don't we get BioWare to make a Sonic RPG for us? The only thing that didn't quite understand is that BioWare had to create a handheld division to actually do this game. So,
hey, Dutchie, welcome to see my friend.
Yep, hello there.
Commodore 64 still works. Mine still works, actually, but most of the games don't. So that's a thing. That's a thing.
So, yeah, BioWare had to create like a brand new division, so it's mostly rookies that made it, and to say it shows, it's really weird. They wanted to make like an expansive story, like they had like a whole wiki of Sonic lore inside it so that they could link back to other stuff. Yeah. Oh, that game.
Oh, that game.
Yeah. It's infamous for a lot of things. One, mild spoiler here, but it's known for ending on a cliffhanger to try and get you to buy the next game. You know how successful that turned out.
Yeah. Over 250 Commodore 64 games that don't work. Yeah, they have a high variance to not work because over here in the UK, the Commodore 64 games are on cassettes, data sets, if you want to be, as you say, nitpicking. Data sets, cassette tapes. Those don't last very long, not even when you actually play them, but they were really cheap. So for Commodore 64, admittedly, because the last one I actually played from the cassette wasn't that long ago, but when I rewound it, it snapped. So I was like, never again. I'm not having another one snap. So I've got the Commodore 64 Mini, and that's pretty much how I play them for. I buy the physical version, so I have the physical version. Obviously, I do that with every game.
And
play them on the Commodore 64 Mini.
But yeah, that game, there are so many odd decisions in that game. Like the battle system, all the special attacks are quick time events you have to do with the stylus.
Oh my goodness.
So that's
the stylus, my favourite thing in the world. I love the stylus.
So that's the dude.
Wait, I love the stylus. It's so bad.
So there's that, and there's also my favorite thing is that they keep flipping back and forth on whether they want it to be a serious Sonic RPG. Oh my god. Whether they wanted it to be a serious Sonic RPG or... Oh dear god, he's trying to do... The camera doesn't like focusing on main objects.
It does not, no.
Like, it was actually hilarious, like, yesterday's stream. You couldn't see it, but you were trying to, like, get the cloud amiibo as close to the camera. It focused it on your neck.
Yeah,
it found your neck more interesting.
I mean, this webcam is a Logitech HD, whatever it is. It's designed just for faces. I couldn't see any option to, like, touch focus, because, like, the other webcam I'm going to use for the unboxing stream for Fire Emblem Echoes, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Nice.
That one I can touch focus on it. This one is specifically designed to catch people's faces. So that's why it's like, no, stop putting stuff in front of your face. I'm going to take your face.
You've got a wonderful face. No need to hide it, dear.
Oh no.
But yeah, the other odd decision was they kept flipping back and forth on Sonic Chronicles between being a serious multi-part story that linked back to the Sonic lore and a game for kids. So, like, the battle system, whenever you win, you get this. I'm looking at there's like the sound of children going, "Yay!"
Oh boy!
Yay!
Like a little encore.
And the villains just I'm gonna spoil this because you guys need to know this as an example. Like, okay, there's like one section where you go to a planet, and the service is you have these villains who they're all like stingray people, but the whole gimmick is that they're telepaths. And the three leaders are using a MacGuffin called a Chaos Emerald to amplify their mind power so they can just, like, flat out take control over people's minds. And it actually starts off chilling because you start off, like, you're in a rebel base camp, like, okay, here's how we overthrow it. And then suddenly half of the rebellion gets taken over by them and then wipes it out. So Sonic and his friends race off to try and rescue everyone. Hello there, Jelly Duck.
Hey, Jelly, welcome to the stream, buddy.
So, Sonic and his friends, they rush off, they try to rescue them. But then it gets worse, because when they finally approach them, Sonic is the only one that's immune to it because he has his own Chaos Emerald MacGuffin. All his party members are being mind-controlled and turning against him. The villains start gloating, going, "Ha ha ha ha, it'll only be a matter of time before you fall, Sonic. Your Chaos Emerald won't protect you for long. In fact, we'll give you your friends back, because it wouldn't be fun if we destroyed you without any challenge." It's like, your whole modus operandi is that you take over people's minds specifically because of this, but you couldn't think of a way to not have the party in the game, so get that? Let's just give it all this time. It's just so bad. It really is. Also, hello, Fangirl.
Hey, welcome to the stream, Fangirl. How are you doing, my friend?
Thankfully, this next game is a Sonic game, but it's much better.
Hey.
Sonic Rush.
Ooh. Oh, what a rush.
Yeah, thankfully that one is just a straight-up Sonic platformer. Yeah. The only time it uses the stylus is in the bonus levels, but otherwise it's just a straight-up classic Sonic platforming game. Introducing Blaze the Cat.
Oh, Blaze the Cat. Well, 92%. The best Sonic game ever, says the official Nintendo magazine.
Yeah.
92%.
That might be a slight exaggeration. No puns intended.
I think this was from CEX, or game, because of the sticker on the back.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of removing those, but I was terrified because I tried doing that with one, and the label got stuck to the back, and I was terrified that was some faux pas.
I've made a meal of it, but I'll get it off.
So yeah, Sonic Rush, it's a good classic platform. It has a good soundtrack, although the final boss music, it's a good final boss. It's unintentionally funny though, because the music, it has a good rhythm, but the lyrics are, I swear I'm not making this up, I apologise to everyone, but the lyrics are, and I quote, too strong, too black, too strong, too black, too strong, too black. I think it's meant to be like black as in darkness, but yeah, you can get where the problem is there.
It double the screens, double the excitement. How about that? So
yeah, it's basically like a platform game, but based on
the sticker on the label. I can get it off.
Yeah, it's basically every time you essentially every time you do a loop-de-loop, you start at the bottom screen, then work up to the top screen. So it can't just switches between the two regularly.
I can get that off. It would just take me ages. Yeah, it's one. This is gonna sound weird if you rub it. Don't make it weird. You're making it weird. If you rub it, naughty.
They're making it weird.
It'll come off easy. It'll come off easy.
Okay,
I said what I said.
There's no way around it. So let's just move on to the next game. This is another RPG, but this time on the 3DS. This is Devil Survivor 2 Overclocked.
Overclocked. Shin Megami Tensei.
Record Breaker. That's right. Overclocked is okay, there was another one that was released on the DS, but it's only digital, I think.
The Vita's for you? Yeah, I've got a Vita TV, but I actually don't have a Vita handheld. I still need to get a Vita handheld. I'm just looking for one at the right price. One thing I've been trying to find. One thing I would have really liked is if the Vita TV could use the Vita handheld as a controller. Then you could play all the games. Basically, play all the games on it is what I want to do. So I like playing on TV. Another thing is if it just had a damn HDMI out like the PSP did. Their previous system that had not HDMI, it had component out. I digress, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, Shin Megami Tensei, good game series.
Yeah,
cool.
This is like the Devil Survivor series, which is like a slight spin-off of it, where I forget what the difference is. Might have been that they had more visual novel elements, I don't know. But yeah, this is a really good series, and I really like the storytelling of that one. Like, the gameplay is fun as well. The only reason I'm not playing it again is two reasons. One, it gets you have to do a bit of grinding towards the end, because the difficulty spikes up. And the second is... the story goes in an odd direction, is what I'll say.
Odd direction?
Well, okay.
The PSP Slim had video out, and so did the PSP 3000. The original didn't, but the Slim and Light, the 2000, and the 3000 did as well.
Yeah, I've been tempted a couple of times, because they are going cheap now, but there's only I think about 3 to 4 games I actually want it. They're essentially... several of the Tales of games like Tales of Eternia, and I believe it was Persona 4 Golden, because I found that I did try the PlayStation version of PlayStation 2 version, of Persona 4 originally, but I found that one a bit rough. So I've heard that one version's better though. But we'll see.
I go through times of not finding any PSP games forever, and then finding tons of PSP games. So I have a pretty respectable PSP collection. In fact, I did a live stream about it a while ago.
But yeah, to explain myself with the odd direction, I'm trying to think of a way to say this without giving away too much of the story. So essentially, the game sets up that it's like an end-of-the-world scenario, but...
It does say your days are numbered on the back.
Yeah, that kind of... So it kind of sets up an end-of-the-world scenario, and there's a lot of interesting twists and turns, but then they suddenly discover, they find what's causing the end of the world, and they realise that it could potentially allow them to change the world. So factions start forming based on the kind of world they want to make. And the player gets the choice of which faction they want to join. One of the factions says that they want to create a world of equality. But the game has a really hard time factoring in what that means, and it has to find a way for the other faction to justify why they don't want a world of equality. And the way they go about it is by saying, but if you have a world of equality, then no one will succeed. No one will be able to get ahead or do anything successful. And it's like, I'm not 100% sure that's how it works. And one of my favourite things, I actually have a screenshot on one of my tablet, because I had to take a moment when one of the characters says, and this is an exact quote, that, why can't you see the flaw in what you're doing? Sure, peace and equality have their merits, but... and it's like...
What kind of sentence is that? Sure, peace and equality have their merits, but... Bacon?
Oh, man.
Fair enough, I love bacon.
Yeah, so this game I knocked down a little bit because the case is slightly a bit dense, but it's a game that, even if you don't recognise this particular game, there has been a movie of it recently.
Yeah, this is a fairly recent game, actually. Pretty cool.
Detective Pikachu.
Interesting, this was one of the last games for the 3DS, right?
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, because I found it weird that this game came out around about time of the movie and they didn't make a Switch version. Missed opportunity, probably.
Well, I think
Does it use a lot of gimmicks? From
it uses
3DS?
a lot of gimmicks. Yeah. It's another point-and-click adventure game, and there was also a thing that if you tapped on the titular Detective Pikachu, he would do some comedic skits. Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's a point-and-click adventure game. It's dumbed down a little bit because it's for younger audiences, but it's perfectly enjoyable, and you can still...
Hold on. You know they don't put manuals in games anymore, but they put a a user guide, an advert for the 3DS family, and a giant poster about eShop stuff. Oh, we couldn't possibly put a manual in. That's a waste of paper. But you put 3 freaking advertisements in it. Well, 2 advertisements and 1 important safety information, which could, in other games, they have that written on the inside of the inlay. But I digress.
Well, obviously, the best way to do that is to make all games digital. Then you don't even have to waste the paper or the plastic.
Oh, don't set me off. What games are advertisement? I love seeing these things. This is a fairly recent one, actually, but I actually really like when I get Mega Drive games and things like that, and they have
they were
pictures
advertising
of these.
back in the day.
Easy, fun, and rewarding, except that your gold and platinum points actually run out if you don't use them.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. My points are always running out. I think I don't know if you guys are aware of the Fire Emblem translation. That just came out for a limited time, thanks Nintendo. I used my gold points on that recently.
I usually use gold points to get discounts on indie games, but yeah, they were trying to get rid of a lot of stuff on here. I can see the Battle Cats. What the heck's that game?
Pokemon Sun and Moon. I guess there's 3 demos before they came out, before they made second versions of them as well.
Yes.
Monster Hunter Generations, Yokai Watch 2. There's 2 versions of that. I've got 1 actually. Got it in Argos for cheap. And they made a 3rd version of that which combines all of them. So another version of that. They followed Pokemon with that.
Yeah.
There's the rest of the games.
There's Steamboat Heist on there. Shantae, I believe, is seen on there. I still love that series. I need to play. I still need to play the. I still need to play the most recent one.
Is that 7 Sirens?
Yes.
Yeah. That's got a physical version from PlayAsia recently.
You only get physical, Fangirl? Yeah, I often, unless it's like an indie game, I tend to get physical myself. So
Gunvolt here, cool game.
Nice.
Cave Story. There's a lot of games on it. Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Link's Awakening DX. Wait, is that an each? Oh, it's the download, right?
Yeah, it's the download.
I was like really confused. I was like, what?
Yeah, because there was a time when they were doing like the downloads. I think all of these, they're like the downloads you can get on the 3DS.
There's Pokemon Blue, Red, and Yellow. So I remember they released like boxes for them, and they just came with download code.
Yeah,
codes.
like that was one of those times I had mixed feelings because they were like making a big deal about we have made it so that you can download the original Pokemon Game Boy games for the free the DS.
Could you also put it on a cartridge? Because you could definitely fit all 3 of them on a cartridge.
Yeah, and then everyone was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy a 3DS and get that." And I was like, "You do realize there have been other Pokemon games since then, right? One's much better than I'm glitched out to hell."
I think I would have got the physical of the Fire Emblem translation if they'd made a physical. They did a collector's edition for like £40 or something or dollars, but it doesn't include it includes a replica of the cartridge. But instead of a replica NES cartridge, which is functionally useless, because we have had, I don't know, a Switch cartridge with a game on it. It's a 100 megabyte game. It's 100 megabytes. We're paying however much for the collector's edition. Could you just put the game... I'm getting mad.
Yeah.
So
switching topics. So today we get you a good game, and even if you have seen the movie, which I haven't enjoyed, they only have some plot elements that are aligned. So
hold on. Start in easy mode. Easy mode gives you help when you need it. This game tells you to start in easy mode.
It's for really younger players, and honestly, even out of easy mode, it's not that hard. But it
doesn't say a basic reading ability is needed to play the game.
No. No. I think by then they had a bit more respect for their audience, a tiny bit more. But you can play. Even if you've watched the movie, you can play both. There's enough unique plot difference between them. Although, ironically, they still have the same story flaw. Okay, this is the best way I can describe it without spoiling either. So, the villains start with a motive that seems sensible, but then they take it too far and then you think, okay, you're just being mad. Like, okay, so I'm going to use you as the best spoiler-free example of this.
I am a villain, yeah.
No. Your goal is that you want to collect all the games. Well, that's fine. It might seem a bit mad to some people, but it's an aspiring goal.
Oh, it's mad to me, but it's the thing that's happening.
Yeah, it's an aspiring goal. It's something you want to do. The only way you get madder is if you then and just go into ridiculous and slightly batty is if you then go, and once I collect all the games, I will then have everyone pay attention to me, which means I can then take over the world! Like, that's what some of the people do.
I've been rumbled, everybody.
Yeah, at that stage it's like, okay, you started off reasonable, but now you're just being silly.
Once I have all of the games in my game, next, the world.
I would stop you, but I'm in Monkey Island, so I'd get unaffected. Anyway. So now moving on to a completely different console. This is the not. In fact, I think that's the last of our Nintendo console collections.
Yeah, on to Sony.
This is one you may recognize a meme. Skyrim.
Skyrim. I think this was also from potentially CX. I'm not sure.
No. I've never been to that store. Funnily enough, this was. Okay, this is going to sound really weird, but stay with me. There was a store called Computers in Buse.
Same sticker.
Well, it was the same sticker, but then...
I made a meal of it. I'll fix it later.
That store closed down, and then it suddenly got revived again years later with completely different owners, and they were now giving away pre-sold games. Unfortunately, that store has now also been closed down, and is now being replaced by a food shop. But I feel free... I'm going to say this guy... The guy wasn't the most helpful person in the world. Like, this was someone who was often having angry business conversations while they were serving you on the phone.
Were they from CX? No, they're not from CX. I thought it was a CX sticker on the back. There you go.
Yeah, so, Skyrim.
Contains strong violence. You know what? Do you know what bugs me about this? On the front, it says... Additional digital content available in-store, ask at the counter. They had the nerve to put that on the front of... I'm going to keep that sticker on. The nerve to put that on the front of the box. Like, this game isn't complete. You can buy more stuff for this, but it doesn't come with a disc.
Oh, man.
You can get complete versions of this, but I actually didn't have this on PS3. This is a double. I had this on 360. I haven't played them. It's a fun game. All of the other scrolls, actually.
Yeah, like, it's a fun game. It's just not the type of RPG for me. Like, it's definitely... Like, the best way I can describe it, it's one of the RPGs that rewards going down, just fighting everything and finding everything. I'm sort of more of a story character guy when I'm looking into RPGs. Like, if I have a fun combat, that's a bonus. And Skyrim... everyone in the world just seemed grumpy to me, so that was kind of why I was like, okay, you know what? It was fun. I can see why people like it, but I think I'm going to
There's this thing with the NPCs in the Elder Scrolls games. They do this weird facial expression that they'll talk to you, and they'll be like, hero. And they'll scrunch their face up. I don't know why, but they always scrunch their face up and go, good day to you, noble hero.
And I don't know why. Maybe it's like a motion capture issue or something. Although, funnily enough, there was a time when I almost got myself soft locked because what happened was I was exploring a dungeon, right, and then I suddenly hear a ka-jink, and I thought, I better save now just in case. And
you saved it just before you got right?
Yep, in the trap. Like the trap went killed my character, and then it just reloaded the last save. But unfortunately, that was right before the trap. So the game kept getting itself into a cycle of, you now died, reload. You now died, reload. You now died. So in the end, I had to completely shut off the game and scroll back please tell me there's some autosave or something. Oh, thank God, there's one outside the dungeon.
I used to be quite obsessive, and I used to always delete all my old saves. Coming out of that habit is a lot better, because if you go back to autosaves, then you can save your butt a little bit.
Yeah.
I like the option to be able to save whenever you want.
Yeah.
But I also like the game to save at certain points as well. So I have to have, well, at least I can go back there and use that.
Definitely better that way. And this is another series of classics people already recognise. It is the Orange Box for the PS3.
Good game. Oh, same sticker. Should I try it again?
Yeah, it's from the same store.
Oh, this one's going to be easier. Yeah, there we go. Hey, this one's fine.
This is the same collection that had Half-Life 2, Portal, and Team Fortress 2. And I only played Portal.
Portal is a good game. I believe this will have a download for free for the Portal 2-player mode on it as well.
Oh, really? Did not know that.
It'll either do that or it'll be on this. The Xbox version did. You just put it in and it downloaded that as an update. It should be free.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I actually already have this on the Xbox 360, same with Skyrim. One of the reasons I'm cool with getting these on the PS3 is when the PS3 was around, I had an Xbox 360 because my friends had an Xbox 360. Odin from the D&D group, he was an Xbox guy, and I made the move to Xbox and I had an Xbox 360 and I played a lot of good games on that because most of the games were on both systems. Right?
Yeah.
I also kind of didn't like the PS3 first version controller. They had the I can't remember what you call it, the 6-axis, or whatever you call it, 6-axis controller. They didn't have Rumble because they were like, Rumble isn't for this generation, but really they're caught up in legal battles. They didn't put Rumble. I think when they had the Rumble controller, that's a better controller, but it just didn't feel like the PS2 controller or the controller I liked. So long story short, I had Xbox 360, and I did miss out on a couple of games which I'm now appreciating as I get into collecting, like the Uncharted games, and all of that good stuff that's on the PS3. I'm getting a growing appreciation for the PS3, and it could come to it that I do prefer using a PS3 at times. So it might be nice to have an PS3 version of a game.
Yeah, there were some really great games on that system, but the Orange Box, it was one of those things where I played Portal, I meant to get around to the other two, never did.
Well, Half-Life 2, this says Episode 2 on here, but it does include Half-Life 2 and Episode 2. Or Episode... whatever you call it, 1 and 2. It does. Yeah, it says the most complete Half-Life 2 collection to date. It says that on the back.
Yeah,
to
remind
clarify.
me. I know. Did they ever actually complete Episode 2?
They did Episode 2 that's on here. They did not finish it. They I think originally they said they were going to do like one every other year or something, or one every year. They never did anymore. Now we've got Half-Life Alyx out of nowhere because they want to sell you a VR headset.
The one.
But yeah.
Yeah, the one thing that the one experience I had recently that pissed me the most off is that I had the collection of the Trine series on Switch, which are fun platformers on their own. But Trine 3, it's oh my god, it makes me so mad. So they were making the game, they ran out of money, so the game is incomplete, doesn't have a final boss, and doesn't actually finish its story, but they thought, oh, it's a fun game, so we'll re-release it anyway, and they actually said in the developer's notice, we didn't think people would be this angry. I'm like, you didn't finish the story! How did you not think people would be angry?
It was incomplete, we didn't think you'd care.
Like, it actually ends on, and so our heroes think that they can get all the artifacts, but meanwhile, the villain is now conjuring up a terrifying force to deal with them. Credits.
Pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy end.
Oh god. But speaking of multi-part series, although thankfully they did end, for worse, we're now moving on to PC. Mass Effect.
Hey, Mass Effect. So I know that Trevor is a big fan of these games. And I actually don't have any of them. I don't think I have any of them for any system.
Yeah.
So,
funnily enough, the I know, don't blink till dawn. Nice.
Hey, how you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. These are a action RPG.
Yes, sort of action gun based RPG. Yes.
Internet connection required for gameplay. Oh my goodness, come on, buddy.
Wow, really? I don't know why. There's no internet. There's like no online system anywhere, but
maybe it just means that's a weird thing to do, right? Instead of putting like 2 disc holders in there, they put a sleeve, a second disc in.
Yeah, I don't know why, because I don't think I needed that disc at all to beat it.
It's not the installation disc, is it?
I'm confused. I don't remember using that.
It's a ghost disc. It's a Halloween special. No, there's a Halloween special coming later today, guys. Though, so keep in mind for that.
I've been meaning to check that out. But yeah, the reason I'm telling this is because I eventually got the PS3 Mass Effect trilogy, so that was one way to just sort of play through all the games then. Although I will give a free warning because I did not realise that the PS3 version. Before you fight the final boss, you have to turn off all the graphical options to the lowest possible because there is a glitch on the PS3 version, which means you can beat the final boss, get the animation of him dying, and then the game crashes. I'm not making that up. Like, the PC version's fine, but the PlayStation version, there's that issue. But yeah, that's all really good. Like I said, I just wanted the trilogy on a console because I have this weird thing. Maybe it's just because I work as like an IT technician and like a filmmaker, but I do nearly all my work on a PC, so I feel like I can't relax in front of a PC when I'm playing a game, which is why I prefer consoles.
Yeah, to be fair, I almost exclusively use consoles, and for PC, for me, it's like actually I think I make this joke in my Halloween special because I'm reviewing PC games, Blair Witch Trilogy. For me, a PC is like hunched over a keyboard and a mouse.
Yeah.
And for me, a gaming is leaning back with your controller.
Yeah.
That's gaming to me.
Yeah. I just find it a lot more comfortable.
To each own, I have been getting more into PC gaming.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely capable of playing this.
Yeah, and I'm still willing to do PC games if there's like there's a couple of titles you can only get on there which are fun in their own right. But yeah, the thing was, the old laptop I played all the way through Mass Effect 1 the first time round. It wasn't very good, which kind of led me to my glitch where there was one map when I landed on a planet and I kept dying. I just walked forward and the character just died. I couldn't figure out what the heck was going on. Turns out, I was on a lava world, but the game did not load the lava. The entire landscape was just black. So what I had to do was essentially play Blind Man's Bluff, where I was shooting the ground, seeing which ground had the dust explosion and which ground had the lava explosion, and just sort of nudge forward little by little.
Nuts. Like, sometimes in modern games, really glitchy stuff happens, and it's crazy.
I mean, it's not the game source of my bad PC, but thankfully this next game played much better on the PC, and it's our last title for the day. Murder on the Orient Express.
Famous story.
Classic point-and-click adventure game. And
some famous voices in there as well.
Yeah, I think it's like the main voice in particular is the actor who played David Chusey. He's the guy who played Poirot on TV for years. I think he's only recently retired from the role. And how long was it ago? I want to say 3 to 4 years ago when they did an ITV drama called Curtain: The Last Case of Poirot, which was awful.
I do like my point-and-click adventures, and I am able to play virtually every PC game I have through some sort of means. I have a couple of different computers with different operating systems.
Hey, Geronimo!
And hey, I'll catch you later, Geronimo. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Good to have you here, and I'll see you next time, buddy. Or through DOSBox, which is like a DOS game.
Like, I was able to play that on a regular PC, so you shouldn't have too much problems with that one.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, the
point and click.
Yeah, it's like a point-and-click adventure game, but it's also you may notice on the back it says that it has like additional story content, which they have an ending which it's good, but it kind of feels like the best way I can describe it. It feels like a focus group ending, like we like the ending, but we want it to be slightly happier. So, I can't say too much about giving it away, but it is essentially like, it feels like one of those endings where it goes, and it definitely feels like one of those endings where it's like, hi, I'm here to explain away the bad thing.
Switch to chocolate?
Nice.
Now I want chocolate.
There is some
appreciate you sticking around, my friend. Do you know what this reminds me of? If I was to go, Braun Strowman WWE entrance.
Oh god!
with the train.
Oh,
that's his new gimmick. They even have him wearing like a kind of train conductor outfit, haven't they? You got him wearing like a t-shirt and like gloves. He's like a train conductor now.
Why?
I don't know. Because he has that move where he runs around the ring and he barges people, and they're like, that's, again, they call that the Strowman Express, that move.
Oh my god.
So now he comes out with like a train with his face on and the Titatron, and it has like steam coming out, and it's like, and he's like, ah.
And people wonder why I don't watch WWE.
There you go.
Hey.
Murder on the Orient
Nice.
Express.
And
So to sum up, it's been Murder on the Orient Express on the PC. Hey, Bruiser Brady, thanks for the £5 super sticker, my friend.
Hey.
Woo! Thank you so much for the donation, my friend. Much appreciated. Help support the channel. Much love. Thank you for that donation, my friend. Yeah, to sum up, we had Murder on the Orient Express for the PC, and we also had Mass Effect on the PC as well.
Dun.
There's lots of different collections of this actually that you can get, as you say. But I am capable of playing on the PC, and I know Trevor really likes this game on the PC as well. For the PlayStation 3, there is Skyrim as well. And then for PlayStation 3, we have the Orange Box. Lots of good games on that, actually. Lots of good games.
Yeah.
Lots of good games. 3DS, Detective Pikachu. And Devil Survivor 2.
Record Breaker.
Record Breaker. That's a very Resident Evil style title.
It essentially just means it's Devil Survivor 2, but because it was originally on the DS, but then they added extra content, so that's why it's Record Breaker.
I still don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Do it. Say it again in Cornish.
This remake more stuff. Basically.
Still don't get it again.
Oh god.
No, I'm just messing. Sonic Rush.
For the DS.
There we go. Sonic Chronicles.
The Dark Brotherhood.
Yes, and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of the Time. Of time.
Just time.
Yeah.
Not the time.
What's the Final Fantasy I want to say Chronicles. There's that little cute character. It's on the PlayStation 4. Final Fantasy. I've gone on a tangent. I've gone on a tangent, guys.
Oh, I know which one you mean.
I have the game. Final Fantasy. I don't even remember.
It was. Oh, I know the one you mean when it had all like the chibi avatars in it.
Yeah.
That one I was tempted to pick up for a while.
I'm sure I have it. I just don't know where it is.
Final
Fantasy, World of Final Fantasy, right?
That's it.
I have it. I'm looking back at my PlayStation 4 games. So I'm obviously because it's W. I was looking at Final Fantasy. World of Final Fantasy. There's a little cute character who adds the to everything. They say like congratulations.
Oh my god.
And that's my little. Yeah.
I see the connection now.
Magical Star Sign. It is not a game about star signs. Yeah.
It is a good one. It goes with...
Ace Attorney, investigations. Investigations. Investor relations.
Starring Miles Edgeworth.
Edgy character. For the Wii U, we have Super Mario 3D World. The world of 3D in your hands.
And cats.
And cats. Sonic and All-Star Racing Transformed. Pokken Tournament.
Hey, you
Tournament?
right.
Yeah. It took me an hour and a half. Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze. It is winter. Winter is coming, guys.
Indeed.
Winter is coming.
It takes a long time to get here. But anyway.
Xenoblade Chronicles. The Chronicles of the Xenoblades. Also on the Switch. Like Tropical Freeze was as well. Zach and Wiki. Not Wikipedia. But if you don't know what it is, you can look it up on Wikipedia. I'm sure I'll tell you. Sonic, the Secret Rings. Sonic Knight was another weird Sonic game.
Yeah, Sonic and the Black Knight. It's the sequel to that one. They tried to make it into a whole spin-off series. Didn't work.
Another Code R.
The Journey into Lost Memories.
I'll try and keep hold of that one then.
Yeah.
And not lose it. 007. Everything or Nothing on the GameCube. Good system, GameCube. Good controller. One of my favourite controllers. If I was going to do top 5 controllers, GameCube would be up there. Probably,
I can agree with that.
Probably Super Nintendo, maybe number 1. The GameCube, maybe number 2 or 3.
I kind of prefer the GameCube just in terms of comfort in that.
Those are fighting words.
I mean, I know the button layout's kind of weird, but I just find it a bit more comfortable to hold in the hand. So
that is completely fair. And then lastly, Beyond Good and Evil. Not just Good and Evil, but beyond that, there is Beyond Good and Evil for PlayStation 2. And there you have it, my friends.
Hey.
Those are all of the video game pickups that Jonin has brought to me for this day.
Thank you.
Been a lot of fun. My regular stream days are Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Normally from around about 8:30, but this was a special time slot. Stick around later today. I have my Halloween special coming out, and that is a review of the Blair Witch Trilogy on PC. That is a crazy video. It's going to be pretty crazy. And and if you are a supporter on Patreon or on YouTube channel memberships, you can check out a commentary on that because I had a lot to say about it. The process and just about everything that could possibly go wrong on it went wrong. I'll talk about that more after the fact. But I had a lot to say on commentary.
It's also worth it just to see some very, very strange gems, some more questionable than others.
So that's happening as well. And then in a couple of days. Hey, appreciate you stopping by, Benjamin. Much appreciate, my friend. A couple of days, I have an edited video game pickup video. That'll be on the 2nd, on Monday. And tomorrow we're streaming again. We're doing an unboxing for Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentina Echoes.
Valentia.
There we go. I'm definitely going to say the wrong thing the whole time. And that's the limited edition. Amiibos unboxing as well. Amiibos. I'm crazy as I'm getting into those. But there's lots of videos coming, my friends. Lots of videos. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you like what you see, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you'd like to leave a comment, be sure to leave a comment to let me know what you think. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, as I said before, for more awesome content. And if you'd like to, you can also support me through Patreon or YouTube channel membership. It just makes me say thank you for watching from myself and the Jonin Monkey. Tomorrow we will be doing the unboxing of the Fire Emblem Shadows of Valeria Echoes. That would just be myself, I say we.
Alrighty. Same time? No, probably more later in the evening.
Yeah, that'll be around about 8:30 my time.
Hey, UK
Zombie.
time, for the record.
No worries, my friend. Thanks for stopping in, Zombie. Love you. I love all of you, my friends. From us, we will catch you next time.
Till then, cheerio.